So what I'm highlighting with this recipe today, what I love about Epicure is that you can cook for one. Hi Christine, my neighbor 2 doors down. What I love about this is that we have gone from, you know, my family living with us, my kids have now moved out, so I'm cooking for 2, and that's a real pivot, right? A real pivot, because I'm used to making bigger quantities of food. So we're trying to figure all that out. So tonight I tend to buy bulk and then I seal pack everything. So this is some chicken that's seal packed, and I'm going to show you some tips today, because tonight, right, we're going to be using chicken in the chicken. What am I making tonight? The creamy chowder chicken and broccoli lasagna. Okay, so I'm going to prep my chicken, and you guys can do this because a lot of these recipes, a lot of these meal solutions, there's different, you can just pre-prep your chicken and it will save you time, okay? So there's lots of things we can do with this. So I'm gonna do 1 breast of chicken because I'm cooking for 2 now. So we're gonna cook the chicken with basic seasonings, and then you're gonna see me how I can take that chicken and split it. Today I'm gonna do the red lentil or the red Thai red curry, and then the other tonight is the lasagna, all right? So I'm just gonna get rid of this. And the first thing I'm gonna do, if you see me, you'll see me cooking on my sheet pan like this, and I have a cutting board in my sheet pan. Now how come I do that is if I'm working with really juicy meats, or if I'm cooking or working with juicy vegetables, it keeps all that juice contained and it doesn't contaminate my counters, okay? It's just a little tip that a lot of people are appreciating, especially if you're working with kids, right? And you've got your kids cooking in the kitchen. They may not be aware of cross-contamination, so make sure that this is a great option. And Epicure has these really cool cooking mats, okay, that are pliable and easy to work with. So I'm gonna be working with my chicken, and this is our ceramic knife, it's super sharp, and I'm just gonna slice my chicken. So you can cook a breast of chicken in the steamer, but to make my chicken go further, I like chopping it and slicing it and cooking it in chunks instead, or you can do slices, whatever your family prefers. But tonight, right, for my lasagna, I want smaller pieces for my lasagna. So I'm gonna just chop this up, and I don't like touching chicken. So if you see what I'm doing here, I've got my fork, right? I'm stabbing it, and then I'm just slicing. And when you have a really sharp knife like this, it's like slicing through butter, okay? And this chicken I pulled out this morning, and it's slightly frozen, and that's okay. You still can cook in your steamer with slightly frozen chicken, okay? Doesn't need, so many times, you know, you're working and you go, oh shoot. I was gonna say another word. Oh shoot, I didn't take out the protein, right? You forget. So that's one of the things about meal planning with Epicure. When you're working with that meal plan, you'll know to pull out what you need each day. So if those of you that are interested in learning more about meal planning, let me know, because I can keep kind of supporting this group with solutions that way, okay? And then you can take those ideas and run with them. So I'm just slicing up the chicken, okay? And then what I'm doing here is I'm actually gonna season it with some basic seasonings, not this yet. If I was gonna do the whole recipe, I could do the whole thing, but I'm prepping for 2 meals, okay? So I'm gonna get rid of this because it's contaminated. I'll have to wash that and do them again. So basic salt and pepper. So this is the herb and garlic sea salt. Any questions from anybody right now? So I'm just gonna grind some sea salt on here. And if you have a sea salt, a lot of you have Epicure in your cupboards. Yay! So this is the herb and garlic sea salt. And if you didn't know, this grinder head is adjustable. You just need to turn it, and you can go coarse grind to fine grind, okay? So I'm gonna do probably about 10, 20 grinds. And then they have a black turmeric pepper that I love. And turmeric is really good for anti-inflammatory properties to it. And pepper and turmeric really are the magic that makes it work in our bodies. Just turmeric on its own doesn't activate. So yeah, that's a whole other story. So I'm just going to grind some turmeric and garlic and pepper in here. If you have maybe some garlic aioli, you could put some garlic aioli on here. Today I'm going to do SPG, okay? So I'm just going to do a little bit of SPG. And one of the things about doing this basic chicken, if you have anything like herb and garlic in your cupboards, pull that out. 3 onion, pull that out, put it on top of your chicken, okay? So what I like about this mat, so I kept all the chicken in here, it hasn't juiced out to the sides. I can take the mat, I'm gonna take my steamer, and I'm just gonna dump all my chicken in here. And I should have kept my fork out. And I'm throwing that in, okay? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw this in the microwave, and I'm gonna cook this. Every microwave's different, okay? And some of you may have never experienced chicken in the microwave, and you're going, oh my God, what is she doing? This is really gross. I challenge you, if you have a steamer, to give it a try. It actually really hydrates your food. It locks all the nutrition in because it's steaming, and it's tender if you don't overcook it. So I'm going to start with probably 4 minutes, and this is going to be cooked, okay? So I'm just going to get a plate because the steamers are flexible, okay? So they get hot. Some people go, they just grab them, and I'm like, no, you could drop all your chicken on the floor. So for precautionary reasons, I always tell my clients, please put your steamer on a plate that's microwavable, and then pull it out like this instead of pulling it out from here. The how come is this is sealed, and if it pops, there's steam coming out, and you can get a steam burn. The other option is taking a tea towel like this, and you're going to see me doing this in every single video that I ever do with steamers, and you can grab it like this. Okay, that's another option. Then it protects your hands, especially your kids, okay, if they're going to use the steamer. So let's get this chicken. So I'm going to read the comments. I'm going to read some comments. Do you guys have anything? YFM, you worked for those guys last year, right? And they are picking up produce, has extra things like bread, pot. So where do you pick that up? Is it beside Home Hardware in Woodstock, Christine? Are they opening up? Where do we pick them up? So if you want to put an address down there, that would be really good. This fork is contaminated. All right, so one of the things I'm teaching people, they don't really, I love rice noodles. I'm trying to stay away from pasta. We do eat pasta, but I don't eat pasta all the time. So instead of making rice, which takes time, I love these rice noodles. There's different brands of rice noodles, but I'm going to show you really quick how to hydrate them. A lot of people will throw these and boil them just like pasta, but that's not how I like to cook them because I find they get really gummy. So this is a little bale, just throw it into a bowl that can take heat, and then I boiled some water, and you just pour your water over top of this, and you're going to let your noodles hydrate, and they won't get gummy. So this takes anywhere from like at least 6 minutes to 10 minutes to do, depending on, these are very narrow noodles. So there you go. That's just going to sit to the side, and by the time I'm finished everything, you're going to see it come together, which is really cool. Okay, so now I'm going to actually make the rest of my sauce and then add the chicken because the chicken's going to be cooked, okay? So in the multi-purpose steamer here, this is the bigger guy, I'm actually going to follow directions. And what I'm going to be doing here, this is the Thai red curry. How many of you guys love curry or Thai food? I'm so grateful for Epicure's formulas because I've always craved Thai food, but I find Thai food really salty, and in the Woodstock area, there aren't a lot of options. So I love that I can make this from home, so I can feel like I'm part of a restaurant, eating from a restaurant, but at a fraction of the cost. Most of the meal solutions will cost you $3 like $2.50 to $3 per serving. A lot of people are doing the Good Food boxes that you can get mailed to you, especially in the Greater Toronto area. So a lot of people aren't aware about Epicure. So if you want to kind of add people to this group, you're more than welcome to do that. So the average cost for a Good Food box per serving, minimum $10 per serving. So sustainability on that is a little bit questionable, and we've tested it out, and what you see on the TV and what you get are two different things. I have to share that. It was crazy, really crazy. And actually the box came late and the food had gone bad a little bit. So what I like about this is that you're going to control the sodium levels, and you can actually work with any allergies you have with Epicure as well. So in here it says take 1 can of coconut milk, okay? And coconut milk is in the international aisles at Food Basics, and there's different kinds of coconut milk. So please read the ingredient list. I normally buy the organic Grace one, but right now it's slim pickings in grocery stores, so I take what I can. So this one's just the regular one. It's really good too. So I'm adding 1 can of coconut milk into my multi-purpose pot, okay? And then from here, I'm gonna add my spice blends to it. And one of the things to be aware of with this is that it is, when you make a big batch, you can actually freeze this for lunch options. So if you wanted to, you could take whatever container and subdivide it, and then all of a sudden you just have to reheat any of these lunches. And I have lots of food in my fridge that I just reheat. I actually reheat in my steamers because they actually hydrate the food, which is really good. So my chicken just beeped, okay? So now what I'm gonna do is, in this recipe, if you're gonna do the traditional recipe, there is, what they have, what's the vegetables that they put in here? They have corn, they have chicken, peppers, and looks like potatoes in here. But I'm looking at what's in my fridge, and this is the beauty, right? What's in your fridge, and use whatever vegetables you have. So last week, again, I'm gonna put this on top, and the chicken didn't go all over the place, it stayed on the mat. If you had leaky chicken, I would actually wash it all up, but I don't. Last week, on Friday, my husband and I went to Produce Express and we picked up our packages. So I've got lots of vegetables that I've pre-cut and washed. That's part of prepping, and I got organized for my week. So in this dish right here, I'm actually gonna add some broccoli. I'm gonna keep some broccoli for tonight though. I'm gonna do some cauliflower, and part of the order, I got some peppers, so I'm gonna chop some peppers. And part of the order is I got some snow peas that need to be eaten now. So I have, and they're all washed and ready to go. So let's get going. So all you do, and this is a smaller paring knife, similar to the chef's knife. Are you guys learning anything? You guys are really quiet. Are you watching? Am I? Tell me what you think. Who's actually made the Thai red curry from Epicure? Anybody? Or is it the first time you see it being made? Hi Kelly, how are you? Okay, so I'm just gonna chop up my vegetables. And that's the beauty of Epicure, right? You can add any vegetables you want to this. There's never a right or wrong. And if you want to get your kids chopping and slicing, this is a great option for them, right? Teaching them a skill set of how to, you know, cook meals for themselves is a really, really good, right? And now we have time, and why not take some pressure off of you of trying to prepare meals? I did share with you guys some recipes for granola bars. That they're really good actually. Rebecca Chesney, who's in Interkip, we actually had done a little workshop here, and we made all 5 of those different recipes, and the girls got to take that home with them, and they were a big hit with their families. And they actually used the Perfect Pizzi to make all their granola bars, and it worked out really, really well. So each recipe will make should make you 30 granola bars, and they're freezable. So those are a great option, right? When your kids are snacking all the time, because you have to have more food for them, because they are snacking all the time, which is crazy. Okay, so I've chopped up some peppers. I'm going to chop up peppers, broccoli, cauliflower, and snow peas. Okay, man, that smells so good. The spice blend smells amazing. Okay, love watching your videos, learning a lot. First time for the red. Too bad you guys can't come over and eat. Oh, I could bring a bowl over to my neighbor, Christine. She's 2 doors down. Then I could do a porch drop off. So maybe I'll do that, okay, Christine? Yesterday I dropped off some pulled pork and so, or pulled chicken. So she's gonna make that for her family. And if you're in Interkip and you want me to do a porch drop off, or if you want to pop over and get one, I don't care. You want to test one of these suckers out? Come on over to my house, 55 Yonge Street in Interkip. I'll put a little bag outside and you guys can come and grab one, make it, and then post on this group and tell me how delicious it is, okay? So I'm just gonna see how I can grab this mat and just throw it into my steamer. And I'm gonna give this a stir. And I'm actually gonna cook this for about 3 minutes. I'm gonna go get the chicken. And once this is cooked, 3 to 4 minutes, because you don't wanna overcook your veggies. You wanna make sure this gets cooked accordingly. So this is coconut milk, right? So sometimes it can boil over, so be careful. You might, if your hot microwave is super, super, super hot, just be really careful that it doesn't boil over and make a mess, okay? So I'm gonna do we're gonna do 3 minutes in here, and I'll bring it out to check. It might go back in with the chicken for another minute or 2, but we'll see, okay? Normally I do this on the stovetop. I've not really done a lot of that, this one in the steamer, but I thought it would be, it's easier for me to cook on the steamer and show you how to cook than on my stovetop right now. And that's the beauty of Epicure, right? It's all about learning how to do new skill sets together. So, okay, I'm gonna go throw this in the microwave and I'll be back with the chicken and see how I'm using a plate, because you have to. All right, so you ready to see the chicken? So this is 4 minutes in my microwave. When I pull off the lid, see how the steam's gonna come out? And look at the chicken, it's all cooked, okay? And I'm just gonna take my meat separator and I'm actually gonna break this down into smaller pieces. And I'm just gonna break it up into smaller pieces for my lasagna tonight and for my, oh man, it smells so good. Okay, there we go. So Kim was telling me, she's been chatting with a number of you in the background, and a lot of you want chicken recipes, okay? So this is cooked up. It smells delicious. You can eat it just like this. Oh man, it's so good. You can eat it like this. Okay, so I want you to think outside the jar. Not the box, the jar, because it's Epicure. Think bacon. Did I put a video on how to cook bacon in your steamers? I think I did. So imagine BLT with chicken. So you literally could do this chicken out and have it sitting in your fridge, and you could do chicken sandwiches with this. You could do chicken, you could throw this in a chicken, like do pasta, and then you can do a really nice sauce with that, like a dressing, and throw this chicken in. You could add this to any marinara sauce that you want to make. You could add this on top of a pizza if you want to. This is a really awesome base, so I really would encourage you. Herb and garlic is awesome, 3 onion is awesome, salt and peppers. And if you have SPG, which is salt, pepper, garlic, or roasted garlic, totally do that, okay? Love this chicken. Don't overcook it. Just make sure it's all cooked right through. Because people, when you go to Costco, you know how they buy the packages of pre-cooked chicken? think of it this way. That's what this is, but you know what the heck is in it. Because a lot of times they're using preservatives and additives and everything too. Okay? And then from there, I have not posted. So tonight I'm going to come back and I'm going to do the lasagna with creamy chowder. And I'm actually going to use, I have to go to the grocery store, which I'm a little nervous about, but I'll go. And I'm going to go pick up fresh pasta noodles, and I'm going to talk about fresh pasta noodles. You can use, I find when I'm working, and it's all going to be cooked in the steamer in the microwave, this whole dinner that I'm making for you guys tonight. Some of you, I noticed, had the speedy lasagna packages in your cupboards. So it's almost the same process, but you're just using this package to make your lasagna instead of the creamy chowder. So we're giving you alternatives, okay? There are some specials going on. So tonight I might teach you how to make a cocktail out of tea. You guys want me to do that? It's super easy to do. So, because Epicure has all kinds of teas, and I know a number of you have teas in your cupboards. So I'm going to show you how to make a really refreshing cocktail. This month they have it's called Sip of Sunshine tea. You can get this for $10. I'll upload it. OMG, it tastes like creamsicle. It is such a delicious tea, cold or hot. And I've been making cocktails with this. I don't drink, but I really like steeping this tea, using a carbonated water like Boublier. I call it Boublier. It's bubbly, but I call it Boublier because of the commercial. And then a nice slice of orange in there. And I feel like I'm on a tropical island. And I just like, we're all stuck in our houses. So I'm going to show you how to do some really cool cocktails with different teas. And then from there, if you want, I'll upload this flyer, which is the meal solution. So you can take a really good look at it. And then tonight, if you guys have any questions, you can post your questions or PM me or post on the group and I'll answer your questions. So my vegetables have just beeped and I'm going to go grab them. Okay. Whoops. So watch the steam when I pull this off. The steam is there. Oh my gosh. Okay, look at this. You see it? I don't want to, look at that. See? Oh, Christine, you're going to have a nice little lunch on your neighbor. So I'm just stirring this around. And it is, I'm going to give it another, the vegetables are, I'm going to give it another minute in here to 2 minutes so that my vegetables, these are still a little bit on the harder side. Okay. I'm going to take actually put half the chicken in here. Look at the juices. I didn't put any water. Let me just show you this because some people are really seriously. So if you want to drain off your chicken, right, you can hold this like this and just tip it over. See all the juices coming from that? Okay, I didn't add any water to that, right? I had straight chicken. So this is really awesome broth, guys. Don't throw this out. This is really good. Okay, so I'm going to put half the chicken in to my steamer. And this is interesting, right? Because I can load this with more vegetables than meat, which saves us money. And yeah, it's really good. So Christine, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the noodles in and then you can reheat it at your house because I don't want it to be overcooked, okay? So there you go. That's how easy it is to make the red Thai curry. Everything I've done you can do on the cooktop if you want. And then I'm going to show you the noodles. So remember I hydrated the noodles. I need my grip and grab. Epicure has some really good kitchen tools, guys. So here's the noodles. So it just literally hydrated the little bale of noodles. Let me see if they're al dente. Oh, they're perfect. Actually, another minute for sure. And you can just leave them in the water until you're ready to go. This, if you're doing a nourish bowl, like an Asian nourish bowl, I have some recipes for that. You can make really nice bowls, and this is a really great noodle in different bowls. So I don't know if you've ever, who's cooked with rice noodles before? If you cooked with rice noodles, or if you haven't cooked with rice noodles, post in the comments, and we can talk if you have any questions on them. And there's different kinds of rice noodles out there. I really like the thinner. They're almost like a fettuccine noodle. They're nice and thin. Okay, so I'm gonna drain these off. I'm going to drain the noodles off, throw them in here, and I could actually throw this in, when Christine gets this in her kitchen, she's going to reheat that for probably a minute or two until it's cooked for you with the noodles in it. So you could have easily you could easily make zucchini noodles. Tonight when I make the lasagna, I'm actually going to show you how to spiral lasagna to make noodles for the lasagna tonight, okay? If you guys know of anybody that you feel would grab some value or learn something, you can invite them to Kim's group here, and then from there, yeah, you can invite whoever you want. If you feel that they could use, I'm bringing you good value. The other thing too, right, is if you have any friends in the United States, we are now part of the American, like we sell Epic here in the United States now. So a lot of people have no idea we even exist in the United States. So if you feel that that would be of value to them, if you have any friends in the United States, please drop them into the group. The other thing too that I didn't mention is that the red Thai curry, if you guys are interested in doing more bean recipes, like a vegetarian version, you can actually, I've made this whole entire meal with beans, chickpeas, black beans, different things like that. And sweet potatoes too is a really great option. Okay, so you plate this up and then you can actually top it with different things. This is called chili flake and garlic, one of my favorites. If you follow me on Facebook, you're gonna see that I use a lot of that. If you want more recipe solutions, you can come on over to my Facebook group. It's a VIP private group for all my clients who want to follow me and learn how to make different recipes on a regular basis. I do go live for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I share how to make different things. So on Sunday, I taught people how to make biscuits, and then I did a shrimp stir fry with which one was it? It was the Thai stir fry mix. So lots of options. I even show you how to make a whole chicken in your steamer. Lots of value on that page. So if you want to go over, I think the link is in here and you can join that group. And I just want to say thank you for taking time out of your busy afternoon. And I hope you enjoyed this training or this teaching. And if you need anything, don't hesitate. And I'll see you again tonight at 8 o'clock as I make the lasagna, and I can have that for lunch or for dinner tomorrow night. So lots of options. Have a great day. And thank you. Bye, guys.